tyranny of the urgent. What drives us every day? Urgent things are important things. Urgent things, absolutely. If you got a call right now, your phone rang, it was the person you love the most in the whole wide world, and they were in an automobile accident, what would you do? Get up and leave. Would you worry about if you had your Crackberry? Oh, I got to make sure I got my phone. Got to make sure I got my laptop. Got to make sure I got my planner. No, your keys would be the only thing you'd want to make sure you had. The keys to the car to get to the hospital. That's what matters most. Our definition of urgent are things that have the appearance of demanding our immediate attention, underlying demanding, because they're not always urgent, but they appear to be urgent. Phone ringing, that type of thing. What's the definition of important? Important has to do with our results. This is really critical. What are the results? Well, what are the results that we want in our life? What's our vision? What's our mission and purpose? Do we even know what that is? Do we have a personal mission? Do we have a company mission? And I don't mean one of those visions and missions up on the wall when you come into the retail store. We love our customer. Customer is king. Hey, anybody here can wait on me? You know, the places that, or reading a book, talking to their boyfriend or girlfriend, right on the phone, right? Hey, what do you want? You're interrupting my call. Well, the sign said the customer is king. I thought I was the customer. You know? Huge incongruence. Tear the sign down. Say we don't give a hoot about our customers. Be like the soup Nazi, remember on Seinfeld? You know, be congruent. At least he was congruent. Be congruent. What's your vision? What's your mission? What's your values? What are your goals? What are your high path activities? If you don't think about these things, right? How are you going to know what they are? You got to think about them ahead of time. You got to write them down. You got to rewrite them. You've got to ponder over them. You got to contemplate them. You got to meditate on them. Know what the heck is going on. What do you want your life to look like when you grow up? And we're all growing. So we spend our time every single day in one of these four quadrants. The high-tech tool. Pointer. Pretty good, huh? Urgent and important. This quadrant is the reactive quadrant. If it's urgent and important, do we have to think about doing it? If our number one customer calls and says, I need this, this, and this by Friday, do we have to think a whole lot about that? No. We just have to figure out, can we do it, can't we do it? How do we help them? We got to make it happen, right? So urgent and important, we just do it. We react to it. Not urgent and very important. This quadrant, this is the quadrant of opportunities of success. This is the quadrant of planning, of being proactive, of goal setting, of prevention, of delegation, of prayer and meditation. This is the quadrant that we don't have to do, but it's the quadrant that gives us the greatest results. But it doesn't work on us, right? Quadrant 3, not urgent and not important. There's a fine line between 1 and 3, and a lot of times we get all mixed up on what is urgent here, but not important. Lots of not all, but lots of unproductive meetings, unproductive phone calls, busy work, paperwork that just, you know, we just do it every day because we do it, right? It comes in, we go through it, we put it in a pile, then we move that pile, then we move the pile again, and then eventually all the stuff, we never do it anyway, but all the deadlines go away and we get rid of all the piles. Now, not urgent and not important. This is the quadrant of irresponsibility or of avoidance. Yes, we go here when we don't want to do the really, really important, not urgent stuff in quadrant 2. Now, I have a PhD in these four quadrants because I used to work in the wholesale sporting goods business for 25 years, and I lived in quadrant 1 here. Every day, reacting, moving faster and faster. I was making a lot of money. I was turning my inventory 8 times faster than anybody else in the business. I mean, I was selling, I was getting the margins, but I was going nuts. Stressed out? Let me tell you about stress. When you look in the dictionary tonight, when you go home, there's a picture of me stressed out. I was smoking 2 to 3 packs a day of real Camel cigarettes. You know, Marlboro, the real man. I was drinking a lot of whiskey and doing a lot of other stuff. And every day, I would be like going nuts, reacting and getting bounced around from one problem to another problem to another problem to another crazy. But I was fighting. I was on the front line, man. I was like doing my thing. Well, when you do this all day long, right? Where do you go at the end of the day? You go down here to the, 3 or 4 martini. I used to have 4 or 5 martinis after work to take the edge off, and then I couldn't find anybody smart enough to talk to. So then I'd leave, I go home, I pick up a couple 6-packs on the way, and watch aimless TV for the rest of the night. So when you're going here and here and here and here and here, where do you go the next day? Yeah, you start right back here again. And here and here and here. And then if you do get some time, what else do you work on? Over here, some real low, not urgent, or urgent, but not important stuff. So never take the time until, snap-o, hospital, rehab, new doctor, whatever, get your act together. Chill out, man. You're on the track to destruction. So what happened was, if you don't do the quadrant 2 stuff, what happens to quadrant 2? Proactive, not urgent, but very, very important. What happens to that quadrant? Anybody have any idea? What happens if you don't change the oil and filter in the car? Yeah. Well, what happens is if you don't do this stuff in quadrant 2, quadrant 1 gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it encompasses your life. And you're stuck in a world of reaction, in a world of slavery, just reacting. Boom, 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 boom. So you got to take the time. I'm telling you, I know. You're looking at a living human being who should have been dead 10 years ago because I took the time. Now, you don't want to, everybody doesn't need to wake up that way. Take the opportunity. You have the opportunity now, you're getting some info, do something about it, because it can change your life dramatically. My life has never been better. I take 8 weeks of vacation off a year. I make more money than I ever made. I have fun. I work with my clients. I help them build great businesses. We all have fun. We all have fun on the way to the bank. But we figure out what matters most, and when we're clear on that, we're laser beamed on that, how easy is it for us to say, no, I'm not doing the other stuff. I'm not doing the peripheral stuff that's going to derail me from my friends, my family, the really, really important relationships, right? The business goals that I have. Powerful. This is powerful stuff. This changed my life dramatically, and it can change yours too.